Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore mako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, she's an activator within our communities, putting hauora at the forefront of all she does, with all the moves and grooves that put smiles on our whānau's faces. She is a well-liked and loved Zumba instructor that has helped shape the lives of many, and we are so blessed to have her on our show. Nau mai hara mai, Angie Walters. Kia ora.
Kia ora te whānau.
Oh, kia ora, cuz. Good to have you on the show. Hey, before we get started, a little bit about yourself. So, ko wai koe, no he koe, a bit about yourself and where you're from.
Tēnā koe ngahina. Ko wai au, ko Taranaki te maunga, ko Taranaki te iwi, ko Puniho toku papakainga, ko Tarawainoku toku marae, I taha o toku māma, ko Iruwete, ko McLeod, ko Ngā Wharepaunamu, ko Tamihana, Ngā Ingoa Tupuna, and iti taha o toku pāpā, ko Watson, Tahuaroa, ko Moringa, ko Wharirau, Ngā Ingoa Tupuna. Nō reira, ko Angie Walters, Angiau, no Waitara, e noho ana, ai, nō reira, tēnā koutou i te iwi. Kia ora.
Oh, kia ora. Lovely, lovely to have you on the show and bring that all that brightness and vibe there, cuz. I'm digging the shirt. I'm digging the shirt. Definitely wake me up. Whoa, let's go. Let's go. But hey, it's perfect for the kōrero that we're about to have.
Right.
So before we kind of step into a bit of kōrero around Zumba, tell us a little bit about your sporty journey growing up and what kind of sports you did, you know, that you played and engaged with as a youngster right through to adulthood.
Well, we're talking 1,000 years ago there, ngahina. But when I was much younger, I actually played a heck of a lot of softball, netball, basketball, and when touch came in, joined up in touch as well. So, yeah, enjoyed many years of either playing, coaching, or being on the administrative side of those in those spaces. Aye.
Yeah, you definitely come from a sporting whānau with all those sports you mentioned. I definitely, you know, the Iruwiti whānau and touch and that, very well known in the touch world and stuff. So it runs through the veins. But also another thing that runs through the veins of the whānau is the kanikani, bit of a dancing whānau. So have you always been one to wear the dancing shoes?
Well, interestingly enough, when we meaning my now hubby Adam and two young tamariki and tow, we moved over to Perth, Australia, back in the late 90s. And I continued playing those sports, softball, netball, basketball. I even gave rugby union a go. Oh, that was hard, but that was rewarding in itself. And but during that time, I played those mainly contact sport. I also did attend classes doing HIIT, which is high intensity interval training classes, like Les Mills type classes, and really enjoyed those because of the music backing that you were dancing to, as well as getting a bit of a workout. So that's where the kani has always been, I guess, just from those classes that I used to attend over in Australia, initially in Australia. Aye.
Awesome. Now Zumba, obviously that's led you to Zumba. It's a pretty well-known brand across the globe, and it's something that you're involved with here in Taranaki. Are you able to give us a bit of whakapapa about Zumba as a brand and where it originated from?
Definitely. So Zumba was created or founded by he's Colombian, and he lives in Miami, America. So his name is Beto Perez. So he accidentally created this, what's now a massive worldwide genre called Zumba. He was remember back in the day, they used to have like aerobics classes everywhere in the world. and he wasn't an aerobics instructor. So he attended his class. This is in Miami, and he forgot his mainstream music, which he does his aerobics to, and the only thing he had was his own cultural music, which was Latino infused South American Colombian style music. So he played it, and ever since then he got this resurgence of his people to come to classes, and it just extended from there. Hence, he created his own genre called Zumba. Aye.
That's amazing, eh? Just something as simple as that, forgetting the audio tape with the other aerobic stuff. So the key uniquenesses with Zumba, obviously you mentioned that South American kind of flavor, but give us a little bit more insight into what is it that's unique about Zumba in terms of that that cardio type workout.
Uniqueness, I think, is because they still value using the majority of the music is about 70 to 80% of the Latino infused music, but it's now, we call it world music because we use a lot of different cultural genres, I guess, a lot of Afro beats now, even the Asian market bringing in their vibe. So he's welcomed all those fusions, even Reo Māori. He's used those at conferences that are held every year in America. So it's become from just Latino infused to like a world variety of music, which we as Māori, which we as Kiwis, we just, gravitate to, just the music, the vibes, the beat.
Awesome. So tell us how you got onto the journey. Like, obviously you said in Perth, that was kind of where it started, but locally, like how'd you get into it and where has it taken you?
Wow. So I've been home for about 14 years. So about 12 years ago, I attended a Waitangi Day down in Ngamutu Beach. That's right. And I could hear the music coming from the main stage. And I knew it wasn't the Reo Māori. I knew it wasn't mainstream. It's like, oh, this is funky. This is cool. And realized it was South American based sound. And so as I got closer to the stage, there were these instructors up on stage doing their thing. And there was a crowd just like copying their moves. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Joined in at the back, have a bit of a kanikani, really enjoying the music that they were pumping out. So from there, I took their little, they were handing out little pamphlets. So I decided to attend one of their classes. I was the one standing at the back wall going, what the heck are they doing? How do I follow these moves? What is this all about? And so that's when I reconnected with Miss Puna whānau Bryant, who bought Zumba. She was one of the original wahine that got her instructor's license a few years prior. So she created this team called Team Azuka, which at one time there were like 27 instructors just here in Taranaki. So so I got to meet Puna, and obviously fast forward, we're very, very close friends, and we're still doing Zumba today. So it's actually my 10th year anniversary this year. So really, really proud, really happy with that, being just consistent with year in, year out, just instructing and teaching and having fun.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You mentioned Puna whānau Bryant. She's definitely at the forefront of a lot of the Zumba mahi that goes on here too. And there's an amazing community, Zumba community. So tell us a little bit more about that community and what that community loves about Zumba and how it can bring people together.
I think it's because it's so it's like a workout while you're having fun. That's how I explain it to people when, they walk through the doors and say, and I'll always ask them, so have you done Zumba before? And I'm like, oh, Cody, no. I said, do you like dancing? They're like, yes. I said, you'll be fine. So, it definitely, it's almost like your own hour of for yourself. Our wahine, predominantly wahine, but although it was created by a tāne, and other countries in the world, they have a lot of tāne that dance. New Zealand, probably not so much, but yeah, predominantly wahine that attend the classes, and we've got all levels of fitness, all genres, all age groups. It's amazing. So generational, you know, mums bring their kids and they all have a kanikani together. So it brings really cool just to do something for yourself for that hour. Even if you're going the wrong way, who cares? You know, they're there to just be too happy to enjoy and maybe get fit at the same time.
That's great to hear. Like, I know when I've seen it a few times, everyone's smiling, everyone's having fun, and that's what it's all about. So there's a little whittle in that one out to our tāne. My tāne, get down there and go for kani. Awesome. Obviously, the impact that Zumba can have on people's lives too. So I'm sure that there's some stories you've seen, where it's changed lives or helped people kind of get out of some of those dark places when they step into these real positive, active hauora type spaces. You would have heard some amazing stories.
Oh, definitely. The there's so many feel good stories, body change stories, and especially for our wairua as well. They Zumba promote, they've got a specific side where they also promote mental wellness as incorporated into the program. So it's I've seen, wahine, predominantly wahine, on their weight loss journey, which is, and just dancing, just moving, dancing has helped in that space. And especially from a wairua space as well, where we have some that walk through the door, they've had quite a stressful day, and then just walk out, just happy, just glad that they came. It was for themselves. It was to be with the rest of the tauira there, mix and mingle, and we just try and nurture that.
Well, that word happy is really important, and it's so good to see a kaupapa that keeps people happy and active. Right. Now, how for our whānau at home that might be listening, how can they get involved, and is there any particular age range or genders, and what's the best way for them to join?
Just come to class. So we promote, we have, on our different social media platforms, we promote our classes. A little while ago, there were a number of classes here in New Plymouth and around the maunga. There's not so many now, but we have a couple of teams in New Plymouth. I belong to Team Azuka, and so we are on... me and Puna, who I was talking about, we actually alternate on Monday night. So one week it's Zumba fitness, and then the next week it's her newly created Kani Fit. So, and then on Thursdays I will do another genre, Zumba toning. So it's just with the little toning sticks in your hands. So that's the only point of difference. But so that's just locally in town here in New Plymouth at the Tasman Club, 6 or 7. So it's just your hour of power.
There we go, whānau. Make sure you get down and have a kani and go and catch up with Angie and Puna and the team. So just lastly, before we wrap up, what would be your last bit of advice for any whānau at home considering stepping into this space?
Interesting, Pātai, because I get this from our tauira that come into class and are a little bit wary, and it's like, oh my God, what are we doing here? But it's just taking that step to come to class. Even if they like to stand at the back because they're just a bit worried about their moves, we are not remotely worried about all of that sort of stuff. So just coming to class is the biggest step, and then just coming to a few of them, because your first class, it'll be like how I first felt when I walked into my first class. It's like, oh my God, how do they even remember the moves up on stage? How do, you know, how am I going to even do that? But you do. You become familiar with the genres. You become familiar with the moves. You watch the ladies in the front of you and then learn that way as well. That's how I learned before I started instructing.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to kōrero with you on this life-changing, awe-inspiring kaupapa that is Zumba. It is something that gets our whānau active and smiling, and that's a good thing. So thank you so much for providing a space for our people to have fun whilst getting a good workout also. So keep up the fantastic work, and we look forward to seeing Zumba grow into the future.